What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we're going to be talking about Sherrone Moore making some big time hires on the offensive side as they have found their new offensive coordinator and tight ends coach, as well as the latest on Michigan retaining Mike Elston and Mike Hart, and the latest on the defensive coordinator search. We also got some huge news on a 5-star cornerback that is very interested in Michigan, and also Michigan hosting lots of recruits on visits this weekend. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Right, so Michigan and Sherrone Moore have made some big moves on the coaching staff. As yesterday, Sherrone Moore, he announced a couple of hirings. The first one was the promotion of quarterbacks coach Kirk Campbell, as he will now be Michigan's new offensive coordinator. Now, Michigan players on the offensive side, especially JJ McCarthy, have raved about Kirk Campbell being an amazing coach. Now, before coming on to Michigan as an analyst in 2022, he was previously the offensive coordinator at Old Dominion for 2 years, and then he also got promoted to quarterbacks coach after the 2022 season here at Michigan. And last season, he also served as the interim offensive coordinator for Michigan's season opener against East Carolina, which they won 30-3. And in that game, JJ McCarthy went 26 of 30 for 280 yards with 3 touchdown passes in 3 quarters of action. So it's safe to say, with Kirk Campbell as the offensive coordinator, we might be expecting Michigan to pass the ball a little bit more, but with Sherrone Moore and his knowledge of calling plays and calling run plays and all that, mixed with Kirk Campbell's ability in passing play calling, it should be a good mix there. So let me know what you guys think about that. But Michigan promotes officially Kirk Campbell to the offensive coordinator position, which we have been expecting for a couple weeks now. Now, the next hire is Michigan expecting to hire Steve Kasula as their next tight ends coach, as obviously Grant Newsome, he is going from tight ends coach to offensive line coach. Now, Kasula worked at Michigan as an offensive analyst in 2019, was promoted to senior offensive analyst in 2020, and after the 2021 season, he left to go to UMass, where he was UMass's offensive coordinator the last 2 years, and now he's coming back to Michigan to be the tight ends coach. Now, former Michigan offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis on the hire. When he got hired for UMass's offensive coordinator position, he said, "Tremendous hire, one of the most creative offensive minds in football, not just a great coach, but an even better person." So it seems like Michigan got another good one and a good replacement for the tight ends coaching position. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that as well. But not only that, but Michigan, they obviously lost the special teams coordinator Jay Harbaugh, as he is going to join his dad Jim Harbaugh on the Los Angeles Chargers coaching staff. And Sherrone Moore has promoted J.B. Brown from special teams analyst to special teams coordinator for Michigan. Sherrone Moore said in a statement that Coach Brown has an outstanding mind for special teams and knows how we want to attack that phase of the game. And he said he's been a key factor in our special team success, and he will help us continue to be a leader in this important aspect of the game. Now, he was the special teams coordinator at Texas Southern for 2 years, 2019 to the 2020 season, and he actually helped Texas Southern to be ranked 7th in the FCS in punt return defense in both seasons and 8th in net punting in 2020. It's also been reported that J.B. Brown has been Jay Harbaugh's right-hand man. So some good news there for Michigan on the offensive side of things for the coaching staff, as they seem to have everything nice and set up there. Now we focus obviously on the defensive side. However, I did want to talk about running backs coach Mike Hart and his status here at Michigan, as it still remains unclear if he will be on the staff next year. Things have been pretty quiet recently, and his contract is up. So, hopefully Michigan is doing everything they can to retain Mike Hart, but we also might be seeking other opportunities, as obviously, with all the coaching transitions going on here on the staff, can definitely affect his decision. But other than pending Mike Hart's status, everything else on the offensive side seems to be going good. It's all kind of calming down now. Sherrone Moore even said a couple days ago that he wants to lock in the coaching staff by next week, and it seems like he is on track. The only thing he has to do now is obviously retain Mike Hart. He's also trying to retain Mike Elston, the defensive line coach right now, which right now the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh, you can't count out the Chargers until a final decision is made. Right now, things are looking more towards him retaining or returning to Michigan and Michigan retaining him, but there is still that battle. So I did mention in my last video, Sam Webb of the Michigan Insider said that Michigan is expected to make Mike Elston one of the highest paid defensive line coaches in the country. And obviously, with Jim Harbaugh gone, there is a big pool of money to be spent, so they should be doing everything they can to retain Mike Elston. But as far as the defensive coordinator position goes, the latest on that, most of the searching right now is being done in NFL. There really hasn't been any other updates on that, and there really isn't a top candidate so far. But again, Sherrone Moore in Michigan, they have to hire someone familiar with the Michigan/Ravens defensive system. It's what's led to Michigan's success on defense against the top offenses in college football, like Ohio State's the past couple years. Michigan, again, they do have in-house options like Steve Clinkscale or Mike Elston if they cannot get somebody outside of the program. But Sherrone Moore, he appears to be looking elsewhere to bring in another guy. But yeah, that's the latest on the defensive coordinator search. Nothing really new there in the past couple days, but I did want to talk about some recruiting news as well in this video, as obviously Michigan, they are hosting recruits for the first ever recruiting weekend for Sherrone Moore as head coach. But the first guy I did want to mention is the 2026 5-star cornerback Brandon Lockhart from the state of California. He is currently a USC commit, and he's ranked 9th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings. Now, USC's cornerback or defensive back coach Dante Williams did leave, and I did talk about Michigan, as according to Tom Loy of 24/7 Sports, he said that he grew up, he watched Michigan and found himself cheering for them, and he said an offer from Sherrone Moore in Michigan could make a major impact. He said that I like everything. I've been watching their defense since I was a little kid. I've always looked at them and been like, they are physical. He talked about a school that he really wants an offer from, and he said definitely Michigan. His sister also goes to school at Michigan, and he seems to really love Michigan, and he said he wants an offer, and Michigan actually offered him yesterday, as he announced on Twitter after a great conversation with Steve Clinkscale. I'm excited to announce that I have received an offer from Michigan. So Brandon Lockhart, keep an eye out, and we'll see if Michigan can flip him, but it seems like he is definitely interested in Michigan. So, but meanwhile, Michigan's set to host a couple recruits. We talked about some in the last video. They are set to host the 4-star defensive back from IMG Academy, Alex Graham. He is a Michigan native, and he's coming back on campus, which should be a huge visit, because it will be his first visit with Coach Moore as head coach. And currently Michigan does lead in his recruitment, but that was ever since Jim Harbaugh was here as coach. So we also talked about some others like the top 100 recruit Kamar Archie, the defensive lineman Cole Breiler, who both go to Hun School in New Jersey, and also offensive lineman Rowan Byrne, as well as others set to visit Michigan this weekend. But with that, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you're new around here. I greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.